Hey guys, so this is a game called The Legend of Heroes, Sen no Kiseki. I'll just let the opening roll real quick before we get started.
季節の波に飲まれ溺れそうになる時だって巡る巡る奇跡の息遣いを感じられるのならもろ迷いなどないさ空にこだまする明日への鼓動瞬ききらめく星のよう光になって道を照らし出すよ宝くこを僕らの未来風が歌い出す明日への鼓動雲間にきらめく虹のように架け橋になり道を描き出すよだからほら
Okay, so this is Legend of Heroes Sen no Kiseki, also known as Trails in the Flash, so if you tell people that, they will not appreciate it, to say the very least. So as you can tell, it's an import. The game is in Japanese. It does not play friendly to people who don't know Japanese, myself included. These are just some basic settings. Background music, voices, sound effects, camera settings. So I'm going to keep the default. This is like the rotation. Note shortcut. I'm pretty much cool with all these. One thing that might happen while I'm playing is, for Japanese games, the go button is the O, and X is like the back button. And sometimes that throws me off, because that's the opposite of Western games. So this looks like Tristan. I think this is not a clear save. Clear data, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a new game plus, and I'm going to just run through this game real quick. So part of the point of this is to help people play the game, help with information, and I do hope you can hear me, but I have to talk quieter. So this is going to be kind of different from some of my other Let's Plays where I have co-commentators and that kind of thing, and we take it more jokingly. Honestly, you could argue this total screen is spoilers, but nothing I can really do about it. Alright, so we've got, this is the Link level, Rush, and Burst. This is Mira. So I'm thinking what I want here. This is the new Game Plus bonuses. I've got, how many points? 5? Okay. these are stage costumes. These are, I don't know, some other costumes, and these are some other costumes. This is status. This is notes. I think I want the items. The mirror and Sepith I could probably use. I'll probably have enough though. Probably actually not. If I get the items, it's probably not that useful. Status is useful. And I might as well get the costumes. That gives me 1 point left. Oh, apparently I can get these for free, so I might as well. Okay, so I guess that's good enough. Not much else to do. Let's go ahead and start. Easy, normal, hard, nightmare. Nightmare is actually going to be kind of difficult. So I think for this I'll do hard because I have the bonuses. I don't believe you can change it at all midway through. I don't want to do Nightmare because then it's going to take too long, and I've already done playthrough this game, it's really long. I'm mainly going to be going through the main story. As a note, I think I already said this, but I don't know Japanese. So this takes place in Arabonia. And it takes place time-wise, honestly I couldn't really tell you that well. This is actually jumping ahead a bit. You can consider this a time skip of sorts. So Craig is the guy he mentioned. He's their captain. So pretty much they're like, you know, oh, this is bad. How are we gonna get out of this? I don't know the rest. And honestly, I forgot quite a bit of what happened in this game specifically, just because it's so long. I don't, as I said, I don't fully understand Japanese anymore, so it's kind of tough. And these guys got wrecked. So these two are like the commanders of sorts. It'll make more sense. These guys all in the uniforms are all students. So these students want to help. So Reen here, this guy, we'll figure out all the names later. He's a leader, so he's like, there's no time. And part of the problem is that, yeah, like even sometimes I understand what they're saying, but it's hard for me to translate. Like I can't think of the exact words. And the other thing is that if I talk and I press the O button, I'll end up talking over the characters. So she's like, alright, there's no hope yet. Reen and A half, A team rather. You come with me. B team, go with this guy. I don't actually remember this, but pretty much their goal is to stop this pressure hoe or pressure unit. This isn't training, this is real combat. I don't remember the rest. Thor's Academy, 7th class. Pretty much this mission isn't over until we stop the cannon. Lender support. I'm just briefing because I really don't know how best to translate it. Alright. So this is actually the first proper 3D Trails game. The graphics are not as good because of just recording wise and because I have to use component instead of HDMI. It displays a bit weird. So I feel like the colors look weird for sure. Can't change the stuff because this is actually jumping ahead in the game. So this stuff isn't even like set in stone or whatever. These are my available characters though. And certainly switch out characters as needed. This is Reen, this is Eustace, this is Laura, this is Sarah, this is Emma, and this is Gaius. And you won't remember that, but that's okay. So we can see we're in this facility here. It's got a nice 3D. I enjoy the scenery, despite the fact that it's not the most amazing thing. This is pretty much a heal spot. We'll figure out more. It's like a orbital something. There's some that heal, some that can be used for other things. This thing does have mechs, by the way. Like legit mechs. Like robots and just... We can talk later. For now, let's clear this up. Alright, okay, get thrown into a battle pretty quickly, which I like, because I don't want like a 15-minute cutscene before a battle. So we have attack, parts, move, flee, which you can't do because it's an event battle, items, and craft. So you rotate around this thing. You can change the rotation as well. Do how you like. Got the whole battlefield here. And your goal is to destroy the enemies. And if I move, it's kind of hard to tell because you can't see the exact tiles, but there is like a grid of sorts on the bottom, just naturally. You can move in this area, and moving, when you move, you can't actually attack. Now, some attacks make you automatically move, and where you are, you know, is strategic in terms of getting attacked, you know, making sure you can be attacked or you don't want to be attacked. It affects maybe which enemies you can hit. And every time you make a move, if you look on the left, I can't really point to it, there's all the characters and icons. And that affects, that's like a turn thing. So this is a turn-based system. And the delay is how long until your next attack. So it delays me 14, and that's kind of like an arbitrary unit of time. So it delays me, and in the meantime all the other characters go, etc. So for now I'll just do a basic attack. Complicate things. At the bottom we've got the 4 characters, we've got HP, EP, CP, etc. Alright, so this is a bonus, a critical bonus for this turn. So using that is going to... We can't get that last guy. So this is going to move me up. Draw on enemies and swing them out. Now what I've got is the link attack. If I hit that extra button, I get an extra attack in. Sometimes that can be pretty useful. This is a craft. I've actually never bothered reading the name. Looks like it's called Sarist. Kite thrust? I don't know. Some kind of thrust. And that actually does something else called turn delay, but we'll see more of that later. This is also a craft. Alright, 0 arts lets you use arts instantly, which is actually pretty useful. In fact, arts in this game aren't that good, so the only time you really want to be using arts is when you have 0 arts like that. And I got 2 turns in a row as well. So he's green and is kind of OP. So this is actually gonna delay him. It's a spell. I didn't check the name, but it delays his speed, which makes him attack slower, so his turn comes slower. Just finish him off. Amazing attack. 0 arts again. So there are different types of attacks, wind, fire, etc. And like most, or like many RPGs, enemies have elemental weaknesses, and you want to keep those in mind to take advantage of them. The thing is, as I said before, arts are effective in this game. So, yeah, there are weaknesses, but honestly, it's oftentimes easier just to bash them with physical attacks or magic crafts or something. Not that arts are totally useless. They're just not as useful as they could be. So she's talking about how Thor's Academy also has weapons like this. Now, this looks like a door you can go through, but you can't. So the dungeons are usually actually pretty straightforward, which in a sense is nice. If I hold R1, I can actually speed up a bit. It's not really necessary to fight all the enemies here because the stats and stuff aren't going to save anything. I just skipped that opening talk a little bit. So this craft, got a link attack again. It seems to have decreased A defense or arts defense, essentially magic defense, and that decreased speed. And she also seems to be getting EP back for her attacks, which is good for her, I guess. Let's try out some of these crafts. I actually have no idea what this craft is called because it's in kanji. In general, I don't pay attention, a lot of attention. Like even this, Noble Oda? I don't know. Yeah, the names don't really make sense to me, unfortunately. It's kind of interesting because you're kind of getting spoiled on all of the crafts that you unlock much later. They've got a little bit in battle banter as you go through. You don't really have standard money in this game from all you do, but getting it works a little bit differently, because you could say, alright, that's not the right direction. You actually attack these enemies and stun them for a bit, and that means walking past them. I suppose I should heal. Not that I'm particularly worried. Such a rush, but they're all walking to the typical RPG characters. There's a lot of cliches and other such things to this. Don't worry about it too much.
ここは
カレリア教国クロスベル州との境界ですね。あれが
列車砲か。
That's the
なんて
pressure
大
cannon.
きさだ。
軌道が速すぎる。まさか狙いもつけずにぶっ放すつもりなの。
サラ教官。
So they noticed that Sarah
こんなもの
Kogan,
ま
which
で
is pretty
実用化
much
されているのか。
teacher.
この忙しい時にあんたたち速攻でぶっ潰すわよ。
了解。
制圧を開始する。
遅い車。
So yeah, it's like
迎え撃つの
convenient
み。
timing.
任せなさい。これはおまけよ。
行くぞ。
Let's check out this guy. So this craft actually really Actually, I don't remember this craft.
続きます。私の番ですね。月よ、最悪を退け。クレセント線。
Alright, so that's got a defense up as well as a barrier that blocks one, either magical or physical attack. I can't remember. I think it's magical.
さあ、一気に行くぞ。
いいでしょ。
This is just like an aura. It increases strength as well as CP.
イカズチよ、私に力を。はあ。
So she's got this lightning-based element. She uses it to increase her strength and speed.
崩れたぞ。
続きます。 私の番ですね。
So this increases HP by 50%, CP.
白き
I'm not
刃よ。
gonna use it.
お願い。
俺の番だ。
This attack has a nice range, and it hits everyone in a certain row. So if you haven't noticed yet, I've been using certain crafts for her. Attacks have a certain range and will hit anything in that range. Even normal attacks can hit multiple foes if they have that AoE. So range doesn't normally have AoE, but for instance this move has a circle and I can target anywhere. But for this move to work, it has to target an enemy. I can't do it on a random spot like here. Whereas this just has radiates in a circle around me. Now at the bottom you can see I have +3 strength. That's how many turns the strength bonus is for actually. So I'm not going to use it again, that'd be kind of pointless. I also have this, which I can also again move. And depending on where I move it, I can hit more enemies, maybe possibly predict where they are, especially if it's in art. So stuff like that can be important. You can actually rotate a bit, look around.
え？
Admittedly, the animations in this game aren't the best. They're improving that for the next game, so
俺の番だ。
that's something to look forward to.
アークス駆動。
任せなさい。行こう。行きます。
Shooting out some arts here.
やっ。
So they say Arcus. And Arcus is this machine of sorts they use for orbits and looking up on people and casting arts and stuff.
行くぞ。
I guess you consider them testers of it. Honestly, throughout the game, that was one thing I didn't fully understand. I got the gist of it, but now as far as link attacks go, there's a system as well to how that works. So you see arts here doing that much damage. Different attacks and different rates at which they want to try and stop this guy from casting his art. So that actually stopped him as well as slowed him down. So you see how there's symbols underneath the HP and stuff with like 2 stars for each. Those are different types of attacks, and more stars means a greater chance of getting one attack. So for now, it's all just kind of average 2 stars. But they haven't really introduced any of the mechanics, so this isn't really meant to be difficult or anything. 'So that could be a lot more dangerous under normal circumstances. For that, if you dodge an attack close enough, you can counter. And the game only ends when all characters die, not just when the main character dies, unlike some games. Now, I don't want him to get that arts boost, the 0 arts boost, if possible. So see, by delaying him, I was able to get it for my own character. Now this is Tear, which is a heal spell. Tiara, a better hero spell. And this is Analyze, which is kind of useless. I guess I'll just finish off. Next you have the S-Break. And what this does is it lets you use a S-Craft in the middle of another person's turn when it's not your turn. And it kind of uses up that turn, but it's really good for interrupting enemies, changing the, getting boost, that kind of thing. It can easily change the tide. So that's kind of key there. I'm just going to use, you can go crafts and S-Crafts. You can use S-Crafts straight up. I'm just going to do that instead of S-Break. As you can see, they're very powerful. Pretty much just screaming, "Stop it!" Yeah, I don't get the English, so it's Schwarzer, Lisa Reinford, I'm just saying the names. Gaius, I can't remember, Elliot Craig, Eustace, Albera, Macia something, Laura S. Arsage, Fia, I can't remember, Emma Milstein, Crow Armburst, and Angelica Canacia, Toa, Sarah. It's too many characters. You'll just have to learn it yourself. So, you've got a very, I guess, ordered specific timeline as far as what day it is, what happens on what day, that kind of thing. Sorry, but mostly stuff that's not voice acted, I don't understand. I don't really know enough kanji. I don't really know any kanji, to be honest. So yeah, that kind of stinks. I can read the names and stuff, but the only time I really understand what's happening is if it's voice acted, and even then, I don't necessarily understand everything. And I'm certainly not capable of translating everything, because I just don't have that kind of skill or experience. It's like understanding and translating are kind of different. Pretty much though, Reen's on this train. He's the main character, obviously. This is the train person. So they're stopping at Trista. Now one thing I don't like about this is you'll notice that Reen oftentimes doesn't talk, and they do something really uncool, which is where they treat it like a visual novel where the main character doesn't talk in a lot of scenes. And I think they did this A, to save money on voice acting, and B, to give it more of a visual novel feel. So hopefully they don't do this in the sequel, because it's really disappointing. I don't like it. That's not what I like Trails games for. I like them for the great music, great story, and awesome battle system. Usually, the battle system is kind of broken, but I still find it pretty fun. S-crafts are a blast to use. Reminds me of Mystic Arts in the Tales games. You can actually see some of the other characters that you'll meet later on. There's one. See another one. I saw Emma. I saw Lisa. So, people in the same class, excuse me, they actually have the same clear uniform. Now we're at Trista. This is going to be a home base of sorts. You're going to see the city a lot. You'll probably be sick of it sooner than later. Even tells you.
ライノの花か。こんなに咲いているのは 初めて見たな。
Someone's being careless.
ごめん、大丈夫か？すまない。俺がぼーっとしてたせいだな。
Pretty much, I'm sorry I was spacing out.
気にしないで。私も花に見とれちゃってたから。
Don't worry about it. I think she said I was gazing at the flowers. I think, I'm not sure.
でもすごく良さそうな街ね。
ああ、俺もちょうど同じことを思っていたところさ。
It was something like, this is an amazing city.
トラ
I
ン
also
ク大
thought
丈夫か？
so.
落としちゃったみたいだけど。
ええ、心配しないで。
Yeah, you're okay. I'm fine.
同じ色の制服なのね。
You have the same uniform?
そういえばみんな緑の制服だけど、一体どうなっているんだ？送られてきたものを着てきただけなんだが。
それは私も同じだけど、でも他にも着ている人を見かけたし、理由があるのかもしれないわね。それこそ同じクラスだったりとか。
あ
あそれじゃあ入学式の時にまた会えそうな気もするけど。
Pretty much they're in the same class and they'll see each other later because they're in the same class.
名前聞いとくんだったな。まあいいや。
Never told the name.
これから先も顔を合わせる機会はありそう。しかし同じ色の制服か。このオーブメントにしても制服と一緒に届いた割には何も説明もなかったし、士官学校の備品にしてはかなり凝ってるみたいだけど。
You have ornaments which are kind of give you, I don't know how to put them, very important. Ornaments make a lot of things run. They're not just for fighting, giving abilities, and letting you use arts. And from a gameplay perspective, they're a major part of equipment and letting you use what arts, giving you stat boost and other things. So I guess this arcs thing is sort of an ornament holder of sorts.
まあいい。そろそろ行こう。
It's about time we go.
トールズ士官学院は町の北側にあるみたいだ。まだ時間はあるけど、入学式に遅刻なんてしたらシャレにならないからな。
Pretty much check out the new city of Thor's Military Academy. So that's what they're here for. Thor's Military Academy. Just talking about the main notes. It's just helpful information. So I could talk to these people, but even if I did, I wouldn't understand what they're saying. For the most part. So if I really kept at it and got out a dictionary and that kind of thing, I can understand. But pretty much, if we look at the mini-map here, blue is not useful places usually, except for quests and stuff, like houses, places to talk to people. Green is shops and stuff. And yellow is entrances, so on the side here you have like an exit out of the city. Same on this exit. And you also have the red. So this game is nice in that it tells you where to go. And it makes it very easy for people who import and can't figure out story-wise. Nothing stinks quite like getting lost. So this person's in a different class, as you can tell because of that uniform. And I get all my stuff from before, which is awesome. Except my weapon. I don't know my weapon, actually. I don't have accessories either. Or costumes, apparently. It's actually all kind of lame. I'm not gonna worry about that.
それではお嬢様、ご武運をお祈りしております。
So she's a pretty important person, I guess, ranking-wise.
ありがとう。G も元気で、父上の留守はよろしく頼んだぞ。
はは、心得ております。
She has her own butler.
これは失礼。良き日和でございますな。この度はご入学誠におめでとうございます。
あ、ええ、ありがとうございます。
I think said something like congrats for coming this way on a journey. I don't know. See, Re not getting voiced makes it harder to understand everything. So it's like, oh man, who is that guy? And I don't know, how does he know who Reen is, supposedly? Something like that. We'll meet him later on. We're gonna get interrupted a lot.
ここがトールズ士官学院。
I can actually speed up things by pressing the X button. Like that. Not the really important person. Or I guess rather he comes from a noble family.
お荷物お持ちいたします。
無用だ。悪目立ちをするつもりはない。
ですが。
無用と言っている。あとは適当に休憩してからバリアハートへ戻るがいい。
あ、それでは失礼いたします。良き学院生活を。お体にはお気をつけください。
ご入学おめでとうございます。うんうん、君が最後みたいだね。リン・シュバルツァー君でいいんだよね。
あ、はい。どうもはじめまして。しかしどうして自分の名前を？
ちょっと事情があってね。
I don't know what she said just now, but just introducing themselves and
今は
how
あ
do you
ん
know
ま
my
り
name?
気にしないで。
それが申請した品かい？一旦預からせてもらうよ。
ああ、案内書にあった通りですね。
確かにちゃんと後で返されるとは思うから心配しないでくれ。
入学式はあちらの講堂であるからこのまままっすぐどうぞ。あ、そうそう、トールズ士官学院へようこそ。
入学おめでとう。充実した2年間になるといいな。
Looks like they're welcoming new students or something. He gave away his weapon as well. We'll see the return of his weapon. It's all wrapped up like everyone else's.
「最後に君たちに一つの言葉を送らせて」
This is the introduction. He's the president. He's got teachers up there as well. Other relevant faculty.
近年軍の機構化とともに本学院の役割も大きく変わっており、軍以外の道に進む者も多くなったが、
So you've also got these two people that we saw before.
大抵が残したある言
Like I
葉
said, they're
は今でも
teachers or
学院の
instructors
理
is a
念
better
と
word.
して息づいており、
Instructors at the military academy.
若者よ、世の礎たれ、世という言葉を どう捉えるのか。何をもって礎たる資格をこれからの2年間で自分なりに考え切磋琢磨する手がかりに、わしの方からは以上である。
Just giving a generic introduction ceremony speech.
いきなりハードルを上げられちゃった感じだね。
ああ、さすがは獅子神皇帝と言うべきか。単なるスパルタなんかよりもはるかに難しい目標だな。
そうだよね。
And this is Elliot Craig.
僕はエ
He's
リ
a
オ
pretty
ッ
cool
ト
character.
エリオット・クレイグだよ。
Kind of cool, calm.
リーン・シュバルツァーだ。そういえば同じ色の制服だな。
うん、どういうことなんだろうね。
So it looks like they don't even understand why they have the different uniforms
ほ
themselves.
とんどの新入生は緑色の制服みたいだけど、
So everyone else is getting green uniforms.
向こうにいる白い制服は貴族の新入生なのかな。
なあ、そうみたいだな。
And these people have white uniforms. I think
だ
they're.
が、
どうしたの？
あ、いや、なんでもない。
以上でトールズ士官学院第215回入学式を終了します。以降は入学学院におけるカリキュラムや規則の説明はその場で行います。以上、解散。
Finally
指定さ
dismissed.
れたクラスって送られてきた入学案内書にそんなの書いてあったっけ？
いや、なかったはずだ。てっきりこの場で発表されると思っていたんだが。
はいはーい、赤い制服の子たちは注目。
So red uniforms come over here.
どうやらクラスがわからなくなって戸惑ってるみたいね。
Well, she didn't actually say come over here, but yeah, like I said,
実は
I
ちょ
can't
っ
really
と事情
translate.
があっ
It's
て
too
ね。
hard.
君たちにはこれから特別オリエンテーリングに参加してもらいます。
Special orienteering.
特別オリエンテーリング。
ま、すぐにわかるわ。それじゃ
You'll
全員
understand soon.
私についてきて。
Alright, follow me.
え、
Oh, oops, sorry. Hit the X button, skip some. And there's some characters we've yet to properly meet. These guys are nobles of sorts. Higher up. Kind of arrogant dudes. You can tell from their more preppy, white, fancy clothing. Blonde hair, bad attitudes.
ここって
士官学院の裏手。ずいぶん古い建物みたいだな。
こんな場所で何を？
わけがわからないぞ。
まあ、考えても仕方あるまい。
They have no idea what's going on, but they're just
なんかいかにも出そうな建物だよね。
そうだな。ほっほ、あれが俺たちの後輩ってわけだな。
So those guys are our, I don't know what you call them, like underclassmen, I guess?
まあ名目こそ違うが似たようなものだろうね。
They're not actually bad guys. They're just upper
私たちの
upperclassmen.
努力が報われたのならこんなに嬉しいことはない。1年間地道に頑張った甲斐があるというものだよ。
だよなーって。お前は努力なんてしてねえだろ。好き勝手やってただけじゃねえか。
それは君も同じだろ。 かしアリサ君といい可愛い子ばかりで嬉しいな。これはぜひともお近づきにならないとね。
知り合いでもいんのか？じゃなくて粉かけまくるんじゃねえよ。お前のせいでこの1年どんだけの男子が寂しい思いをしたと思ってやがるんだ。鼻で笑いやがったな。
もう2人とも喧嘩しちゃダメじゃない。
Actually, I didn't fully understand that joke. I have an idea what it's
2
like.
人ともお疲れ。
I'm not sure.
他のひよこどもは一通り仕分け終わったみてえだな。
They just call him like that bandana guy or something. That guy's Crow.
みんなとてもいい顔してたかな。
That guy's Toa.
よーし、充実した学院生活が送れるよ。
さすがは会長殿。
もう張り切っちゃって。
まあ多少の助けがないと最初のうちは厳しいだろうしね。それでそちらの準備も一通り終わったみたいだね。
ああ、教官の指示通りにね。
本年度から発足する訳ありの特別区、せいぜいお手並みを拝見するとしようか。
Alright, I think it's about time we call it a day soon. So as soon as I get to save, we will do just that. This is like the abandoned school building. So we get a proper introduction to Sarah
サラ・バレ
Valstein.
スタイン、今日から君たち7組の担任を務めさせてもらうわ。よろしくお願いするわ。
7組？
それに君たちって。聞いていた話と違うな。
サラ教官、この学院の1学年のクラス数は5つだったと記憶していますが、それも各自の身分や出身に応じたクラス分けで。
お、さすが首席入学、よく調べているじゃない。そう、5つのクラスがあって貴族と平民で区別されていたわ。あくまで去年まではね。今年からもう一つのクラスが新たに立ち上げられたのよね。すなわち君たち身分に関係なく選ばれた特化クラス7組が。
特化クラス7組？
身分に関係ないって本当なんですか？
冗談じゃない。身分に関係ない、そんな話は聞いていませんよ。
確か君は
マキアス・レーグニッツです。
Marcus Regnus.
それよりもサラ教官、自分はとても納得しかねます。まさか貴族風情と一緒のクラスでやっていけって言うんですか？
そう言われてもね。同じ若者同士なんだからすぐに仲良くなれるんじゃない？
そんなわけないでしょう。君、何か文句でもあるのか？
別に平民風情が騒がしいと思っただけだ。
これはどうやら大貴族のご子息殿が紛れ込んでいたようだな。その尊大な態度、さぞ名のある家柄と見受けるが。
These guys are already arguing. How far are we into the game? Not even an hour.
ユーシス・アルバレア、貴族風情の名前ごとき覚えてもらわなくても構わんが。
四大名門、
東の黒い全州を治めるアルバレア公爵家の
大貴族の中の大貴族ね。
So pretty much his family is really well known. His older brother is very important.
なるほど、噂には聞いていたが。
Meanwhile, Fie just
だからどうした？
or Fie, I guess.
その大層な仮名に誰もがひるむと思ったら大間違いだぞ。
So it's like, so what if you're some big
いい
shot?
か、僕は絶対に。
はいそこまで。
Alright, that's enough arguing, bickering.
いろいろあるとは思うけど、 文句は後で聞かせてもらうわ。そろそろオリエンテーリングを始めないといけないしね。
There's a guy you guys can settle later. For now, let's start the orienteering.
オリエンテーリング、それって一体何なんですか？そういう野外競技があるのは聞いたことがありますが。
They just keep interfering. That's the first I heard of that. Blah blah blah.
もしかして門のところで預けたものと関係が？
あら、いい感してるわね。
Man, something's gonna happen.
それじゃ早速始めましょうか。
しまった。
こらフィー、サボってないで。あんたも付き合うの。オリエンテーリングにならないでしょうか。
めんどくさいな。
So she avoided the orienteering, and so could have Reen. As you see, Reen could have probably got back up, but he went because Elisa was falling. And him being the good guy that he is, couldn't let him just fall. And then Sarah knows Fee, which we'll understand later. It's pretty much like, you can't get out of the orienteering. And she's just like, ah man, it's so troublesome.
いきなり床が傾いて。
やれやれ、不覚を取ってしまったな。
ここは先ほどの建物の近く。
くだらんまん。
心臓が飛び出るかと思ったよ。
I thought my heart
リ
was
ンは
gonna
大丈
stop.
夫？なんなのよ。あら？
その、なんと言ったらいいのか。とりあえず申し訳ない。でもよかった。無事で何よりだった。
So fake, so dramatic. So cheesy.
その災難だったね。
ああ、薬日だ。
So you didn't have bad intentions. It's just the life of I don't know, life of Reen.
それにしても、ここは一体。
Life of an RPG protagonist.
何か置かれてるみたいだ。
I forgot they can get calls on their arcs. All take it out at the same
入
time.
学案内書と一緒に置く。
それ
この機械から
通信機能を内蔵しているのか。
まさかこれって。
ええ、エプスタイン財団とラインフォルト社が共同で開発した次世代の戦術オーブメントの一つ、第5世代戦術オーブメントアークスよ。
アークス。
戦術オーブメント。
I know what Senjutsu is, but I don't know
ア
how
ー
to
ツが
translate it.
使えるという特別な動力機のことですね。
そう。
Pretty much it's a special ornament. It has more purposes. And how other weapons are here.
君たちから預かっていた武具と特別なクォーツを用意したわ。それぞれ
So everyone goes off to get their own weapon. I'm skipping a bit because I'm running out of time. My computer's running out of battery. Unfortunately, it's one of those things where I've got to have my computer. And as usual, get some master quartz, which is.
それはマスタークォーツよ。アークスの中心にはめればアーツが使えるようになるわ。さあ、セットしてみなさい。
A little bit of tutorial here, I think. So it wants me to put this on. I've got multiple. This is the one I got. So different ones give different abilities. This one's a water-based one. These are actually all maxed out. This one gives CP. I'll try this one because I don't know what it does. I don't really care. Oh man, I've got so much to deal with here. Look at all these cards. It's too much to think about.
君たち自身とアークスが共鳴、同期した証拠よ。これでめでたく。あ、他にも
That's nothing important.
どうや
Just
ら
tutorial
冗談と
explanation
いうわ
stuff.
けでもなさそうね。
So everyone's gonna go off on their own for the most part.
待ちたまえ。いきなりどこへ。一人で勝手に行くつもりか。
慣れ合うつもりはない。それとも貴族風情と連れ立って歩きたいのか。まあ魔獣が怖いのであれば同行を認めなくもないがな。武を尊ぶ帝国貴族としてそれなりに剣は使えるつもりだ。ノブレス・オブリージュとして力なき民草を保護してやろう。
誰が貴族ごときの助けを借りるものか。もういい。だったら先に行くまでだ。旧態依然とした貴族などより上であることを証明してやる。
I'd translate, but I don't even understand what they're saying. I don't want to take a nap. It's like 3 a.m.
そなたとそなた、私と共に来る気はないか。
ええ、別に構わないけれど。私も正直助かります。
それにそなたも。ふん、まあいい。後で声をかけておくか。では我らは先に行く。男子ゆえ心配無用だろうが、そなたらも気をつけるがよい。
ああ。
So they're splitting up girls, boys, and some of them are going out for their own completely.
すっかり目の敵にされちゃったみたいだね。
ああ、後でちゃんと謝っておかないとな。それでどうする？せっかくだから俺たちも一緒に行動するか。
うん、もちろん。というよりさすがに一人だと心細いよ。
依存はない。俺も同行させてもらおう。
Gaius is really quiet. Finally we get introduced to him.
ガイウス・ウォーゼルだ。帝国に来て日が浅いからよろしくしてくれると助かる。
そうか、やっぱり留学生だったか。こちらこそよろしく。リーン・シュバルターだ。
エリオット・クレイグだよ。それにしてもその長いのって武器なの？
ああ、これか。
十字の槍。
へえ、なんだかかっこいいね。
故郷で使っていた獲物だ。
I was pretty much wondering about his weapon. He was kind of surprised, but yeah, it's like a big
そちらは
spearhead.
また不思議なものを持っているな。
あ、うん。
杖？いや、オーブメントなのか？
新しい技術を使った武器でオーバルスタッフって言うんだって。入学時に適正。
なるほど、そんなものがあるのか。
俺も聞いたことがないな。
Just never heard of it.
なんでもまだ試験段階の武器なんだって。それでリーンの武器はその？
ああ。
それって剣？
帝国のものとは異なっているようだが、
これは太刀さ。
うわー、綺麗な刀身。
見事だな。
東方から伝わったもので、切れ味はちょっとしたものだ。
So they all have very specific weapons, and
その分扱いが難しいからなかなか使いこなせないんだが。
they're all kind of like, I don't know, personal weapons in a sense.
なんだかすごく様になってたけど。
In fact, I don't really think they changed throughout the entire game. Like, you know, a lot of them have personal significance, so they're kind of like, I wouldn't call them legendary weapons in a sense, but
せいぜい当てにさせてもらおうか。
you know, definitely notable weapons.
さて、俺たちもそろそろ行くとしようか。
And you still upgrade your
警戒しつつ慎重に進んでいこう。まずはお互いの戦い方を把握しておかないとな。
うん。
you still upgrade your weapons and such. It's just you know, maybe not in the same way that you'd expect where you have lots of different weapons. Oh, come on, that's not so bad. You could definitely climb that up. Alright, final time.
あれって魔獣？
うん、見たことのない種類だが。
飛び猫だな。気を引き締めていこう。
Pretty much pointing out the monster, so you need to be careful. Oh, wait, is he scared? Oh yeah, it's because of OP. Since you're bad. Alright, so if you hit him from behind, you can stun them.
チャンスだね。みんなで。
That's quite a bit.
俺の番だな。
I can't use arts because I don't have any.
さてと。
俺の番だ。
Even without them, it's OP.
風の赴くままに。
So this dude's the wind dude. Oh shoot, my computer's just about done.
今
気配。
とにかく
I'm gonna go ahead and save, and we'll call that a day.